What's up? Figured I'd go ahead and go live to talk about this. Update you guys. Not going to be that long of a stream, but it's a stream nonetheless. Hope you all are doing well. Don't expect a million people to be here because this was random. A couple of things I'll discuss though. I just got out of a bunch of meetings, man, this early morning. I have one not too long from now, actually. So at some point, we'll end the stream before I go there, obviously. But yeah, just a whole lot of stuff happening with the Rippaverse, man. And we'll talk about a little bit of that in a minute. First, I guess I probably should pull this up. I want to, let's just say you can go to the pinned comment. At least it was pinned. I don't see it anymore. Okay, let me check that real quick. Now it is pinned. Okay, now it's pinned. There we go. So all right, let's set the scene for what the hell this is, I guess, first. So the Art of Joe Bennett is a book that we just released, okay? And what it is 36-page book of the original pencils selected, his favorites, Joe Bennett, the interior artist for Alphacore #1. And you see the original pencils for those pages. Has some commentary by Fabio Jansen, who is the inker for the upcoming Horseman book and a great friend of our man's Joe Bennett. We had some demand for this. We didn't know what it was, and that's why we're releasing it in the way that we are. People ask for stuff like this. They like this type of thing, these types of things, but what is the market? We're gauging it right now. New series, The Art of, we're starting with Joe Bennett, and you can go grab it right now. It is a collectible version that is limited to 2,000 prints. If they don't sell out, great. If they do sell out, we will then put out another version that is not a metallic cover that will be mass printed, because by then we know what the demand is. I'm not sure exactly what the numbers are for as of right now, because it's almost been 2 hours almost since this has been launched. I know well over 500 of them are already gone. So yeah, it's doing pretty well. Let's say that. I don't know when, if at all, these will sell out, but like I said, there will be a mass. It's a cheaper version, obviously, because it didn't have the metallic kind of style cover. And by metallic, what we mean is that it's similar to some of what you've seen with the cover C's. Do I have one here? No, I don't. Some of what you've seen with the cover C's of both ISOM #2 as well as Alphacore, but the colors come in a lot different. It's just a different finish. Something new, a little new application. So go check that out. This is going to fulfill next month because we already sent them off to print. We already know that's why it's limited to 2,000. We already sent them off. So we put the 18th of March, but there's a chance that they will start going out before then. So we'll see. Go pre-order right now. So next month it will start going out. Go to Rippaverse.com. The link pinned at the top. Yeah. Joe Music with a 5 says, I copped the copy. Yaira Runter can't come soon enough. That will be out as well soon enough as well. I keep forgetting about mentioning that. Yaira is right around the corner. We are preparing like the campaign pages and all that sort of stuff. So you guys, if you want it, if you're in on it, go grab it. That will let us know where our market is on these. Because, what we love to do is more of these for sure. I'd absolutely love to do more of these. If this is a demand for it, Cliff, Deborah, other artists that we've worked with, as the catalog builds, we get more pages under our belt. If this is something that makes sense for us, we're willing to do it. We're willing to do it. So go over to Rippaverse.com. It's live in the store. It's in the description. It's also pinned if you're watching this live. Go check that out. Thank you guys so much for the support. We saw those sales coming in very, very early on. And like I said, I don't know exactly what the numbers are right now, but we are well over 500 of these already have gone out. So there's at least some sort of demand. It's been less than 2 hours. That was like at the hour and a half mark, I believe, where we had that. So appreciate y'all. Sturdy Bones for the metallic kind of style cover. And we also, like I said, limited 2,000. The link will go live like immediately, the new one, if it does end up selling out. Like I say, it's a cheaper option, but it is a mass print option. It's just one of those that we'll keep in the store because we want to make sure that we're keeping things in print here at the Rippaverse. So, yeah, go check that out. Appreciate y'all so much. I know a lot of people are asking about the IRA campaign. When I say that's around the corner, I mean that's around the corner. We are like quite literally finalizing those assets. So yeah. Just finalizing some things. Just making sure that we are ready because we know this is going to be a mammoth of a launch. It's going to be massive. Huge, big league is what it's going to be. So we're getting everything ready. You know that we make sure everything's our ducks are in a row before we launch our campaigns. But it's not the only book that we're working on. You guys know that. We have several other books that we're working on as well. We have obviously we have Horseman as well. We got Ice on 3. We got 2024 is going to be a big year, especially on the latter half. You're going to start seeing books happening pretty frequently. We're moving into a new format of our releases because like doing these campaigns over and over and over, like if we're going to have this growing release schedule or speeding up, it's a little more rapid, then it's not, you're going to have campaigns run at the same time. I don't want to get into all that. So we have a new cool format that we've been pondering on for our releases, and I'm really excited about that. But man, it's going to be 2024 and beyond. We're a publisher, man. That's just what we are. And we're going to treat ourselves as such. And so we're going to do cool things like what we're doing right now. I mean, I know we're kind of between campaigns, but like what we're doing right now, we're going to be able to do those on a whim, man. We're going to just say, hey, here's something new that you guys can purchase. Here's something new that we're putting out there. We're sitting on some other unannounced projects. I got a couple of stories that you guys, more than a couple, that you guys know nothing about because we haven't said anything about it. Oh, Gooding. Yes, somebody mentioned Gooding as well. So we got Horseman. We got Gooding that's happening right after the IRA campaign, which is well along right now, man. The artist is killing it. Maybe we get an announcement soon enough at some point, like who the artist is on that. But yeah, man, it's just a whole lot going on. I'm in a great spot. The company's in a great spot, and we're feeling good about it. So appreciate you guys, all the love it was that you guys have been showing, man. It's just been incredible. Let me pull them up here because I don't want to make sure that I'm missing anything. This is more of a chill stream. I need Yaira injected into my veins, says Defendo 99. I appreciate that. You will be getting it very, very soon. Very, 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 very soon. So yeah. So as you guys know, let me talk about this just real quick. As you guys know, all right, I just got an update. 500 for sure have sold. I just got an update, by the way. Thanks to the team on that. So they're going quick. So get in where you fit in. But yes, so, obviously my approach going into this year, as I've mentioned a million times, is different in how, not just even how I do content, but like videos and stuff is what I mean by that, but just how I operate, with me taking my company as serious as I do. That required the necessary changes to operate like hell. You dude, you own a multi-million-dollar business. So you guys have already seen, because I've seen people still trying to get used to it. There are those that nip at the ankles, and you get folks that are anticipating that, hey, you're gonna address this, right? You're gonna go after this, like, and I'm like, no. Those days are behind us. Monetize your haters. We haven't done one of those in a year. And the reason being, as I mentioned before, is I'm just laser focused on this company and growing it. And that's not really anything that's, I guess it would benefit me from the YouTuber perspective as far as views, for sure, engaging and all that. But with regard to time, as well as just what it is that I'm trying to build here, that's not conducive to what we're trying to do. So that's why the approach changed. I told y'all, we're like going back and forth with people, and it's just not a good use of my time. And it's also just for what we're trying to build here, especially with regard to not just entertainment, but, you know, economics. It's not worth my fucking time. So my focus has been entirely on my company, and I do think people are getting a little more used to it, for sure. There's stragglers that are anticipating that, oh, well, so-and-so says this and this. And look, like I've said, sure, there's going to be those things that get said that are just foul. But I do think, and I want to give a big shout out to those. There are creatives in this world. There are people that are just, you know, social media users that set the record straight. I ain't got nothing. There's nothing that I need to be doing there. And I appreciate you guys that go to bat for not only myself, because, yeah, there can be some rather egregious things that are said and just flat out false things that may get said. But, you know, appreciate everybody that goes to bat. I'm not in the trenches anymore because that's just not a good use of my time. I don't even stream as much as I used to in the past because, dude, I got a company like to work on. Like, I just think that people that may not ever get used to it, you have to understand just how much work goes into operating this business, right? I work every day. And it's not all just writing or editing. It's general business stuff. Like, we have sales that happen every single day. And we have a vision here at the Rippaverse. And there are meetings. There are emails I'm constantly checking and responding to. There are ideas that have to get fleshed out. And our team works extremely hard. Everybody wears multiple hats here to let that manifest, right? To allow that to manifest. And as a business owner, you're an entrepreneur out there, you have to weigh what your time is best suited to do, because there's only one of you, and there's only 24 hours in a day. And I have other responsibilities that are far more important than me going back and forth with someone or groups of people that don't like me, okay? So we don't do that. We just don't do it anymore. And we went into 2024, and I took a pretty stern public position on that and saying, like, guys, those days are over with. Like, it's just, yeah, would it benefit me maybe from I don't think long term it would. Long term, it wouldn't do anything for me. It's not going to push sales long term. Anything that I would get in terms of growth would be short lived, which is why even with the monetize your haters, we should just pick our spots. It wasn't like a thing that we were doing every day. But, you know, we debate, we'd, have conversations about some crazy thing that was said. It was fun while it lasted, make no mistake. But then I launched the Rippaverse, and then everything changed. My entire life changed, and for the better. And I had to start operating, just conducting myself in a way that is going to grow this company, ensure its growth, and ensure that it's successful. And this is what it is that I do. So while some people may not understand that, I don't expect people to understand that all the time, because if you only know me from, hey, guy, I met you in 2019 where you were streaming every freaking day, or 2020 where you're streaming every day, doing for Canon's sake, you were very interactive. No, I'd rather be now just interactive with my fans, more than people that despise me. That's just not. I get it. It's not as people like train wrecks, and again, it may not be as attractive for some people, but I'd much rather focus on showing love to the fans and the people that have put me in the position it is that I'm in. I can't take that for granted. Not everybody. I'll say this: I'm living a dream. There's millions of people that would love to be in this position. So you got to act like it. You got to act like you are in the position, and that requires some changes. And yeah, I think it'll take some years for some people to get used to. Because Eric July, the CEO, owner of a multi-million-dollar company, is different from, and when I say different, I mean like where his time is allocated or what it's allocated towards. It's different from 2020, 2021 Eric July that was streaming every day for several hours and being very interactive with people that despised me. There's a lot more on the line now. I've got, now that the audience has said, this is what we want. We have reached in our pockets. We have given you this money. This is what it is that we want. Okay. Well, that's what I got to pay attention to. So it's a different, it's the same guy, but it's, again, the time is, and what he's focused on changes. Why wouldn't it? It better change. It had better change. Why would it not change? Why would it not change? I didn't, in the beginning of 2021, I didn't have or 2022 for that matter, at the beginning. I didn't have a multi-million-dollar campaign. I didn't have any of that. I wasn't employing the dozens of people it is that we've employed by, full-time employment or through contract work. I didn't have that. I didn't have a publishing, a company that was bringing in all this money, which, again, what that means is that, well, people want this. So you can fumble it because this is an opportunity of a lifetime, or you could take it serious enough. I've opted to take it serious. And that looks a little different for people. So, yeah, crazy thing gets said about Eric July, and Eric July just continues to go about his business and talks and interacts with his fans. No matter how crazy something, again, and there may be some really wild shit out there that gets said, but at the end of the day, we got supporters that rock with us and go to bat for us and dispel of these fucking lies and myths. And my time is better suited in interacting with my fans, showing love to the guys that made this all possible, and actually working, writing, editing, sending the emails, housing the meetings, theorizing to try to grow this company, which takes a lot of work because the company ain't going to build itself. Sure, I could have just sat on that. I could have said, oh, shit, I just made millions of dollars. I'm good. I'm going to kick back, lay in the shade and just ride off kind of maybe even into the sunset. But nah, bro. The way I see it is, well, the audience said they want this, so you got to do more of it, and that's going to require more of your time. For Canon's sake gets it was on hiatus for a while. Then we brought it back for a day. And yeah, I do want to do more of those, maybe shorter versions where I can find a pocket of time that may be an hour to an hour and a half to just say, hey, all right, let's do a show real quick. Yeah, I would love to do more, but definitely right now, there's such a key moment. We got this massive campaign that's about to launch, and we got so many different things that we're doing. It's just the time just isn't there. And when the time comes, the time will come. But at the end of the day, if we're talking about priorities in my life, obviously I have my family and everything that's associated with that. And after that, it's the Rippaverse. Rippaverse above everything else. And that's what I care more about than anything. So I appreciate all of y'all. I can't say it enough. I know some people have mentioned some of the creatives that have gone to bat for us. I really do appreciate y'all. Like we talk about Renault Zero, man. I see his videos, and you know he does a great job of dispelling over just a lot of just absolute fucking falsehoods. And I appreciate y'all for that. I really do, because yeah, sure, old me would have long said, all right, well, you got this person said this other foul shit. I'm going to address that, and I'm going to, go in. Those days are fucking over, right? So there are those, and I appreciate all those that go to bat for the company, that go to bat for the Rippaverse. We have a very healthy and thriving fandom here, and I can't say it enough. I appreciate y'all. I really do. When I say we have the greatest fans in the world, I mean that. And I appreciate I just really, I do appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. I seriously, I mean that sincerely. I appreciate the hell out of you guys for going to bat for us. And I see it. We do see it. The entire company sees it. And y'all guys deal with it head on, and you, because you already know when you publicly even voiced that you're at this point a fan of the Rippaverse, you're gonna have those that get really mad at you for that. And you guys just keep moving forward, and you guys really rock with us, and I appreciate y'all. This is why we're always trying to, and this is why my time is best suited giving you something to be a fandom of, or be part of a fandom, a sandbox. I got to keep building that. So that's my focus. This is why I want to keep getting these books out. This is why there's a lot of other creative things that we're doing. We got Rippaverse Studios. Like, that needs to be my priority. Give you guys things it is that you guys can enjoy, and everything else will work itself out. My time is not best suited going back and forth with people that despise me. That's maybe at one point it wasn't. Now it will be a waste of my time. It will be meaning that something else is not getting done. If I was going around spending a lot of time doing that, something else is not getting done that would build this company, build this sandbox it is that I'm talking about. So when you have such a healthy fandom like we do, I can't take that for granted. And my time needs to be most utilized in building that and giving you guys something to enjoy. So that's what I do. We keep focused, and I appreciate again all you guys to go to bat for myself and the company. I cannot thank you guys enough. I really can't. And I appreciate y'all's understanding, because I get it. You know, you see something crazy get said about myself, and you're like, yeah, old Ripper would have fucking went in on all of this shit, and that's true. That is 100% true. But those days are over with, and they should be over with, because I got better shit to do with my time. Let the fandom take care of the people that are just saying outlandish shit. We got a great group of in the fandom that deals with it. They'll dispel the myths, and I appreciate you. There's been some rising content creators in that space that are just really just going to bat for us. This isn't like some just passion project. I'm actually doing this stuff for other people. I'm doing this stuff for customers. I'm doing this stuff for you guys. So I do appreciate you, and I show that appreciation in how I dedicate and what I dedicate my time towards. And that's growing this company, that's improving this company, that's getting out here and being great. So that's what I do. So thank you. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I can't say it enough. We got Warren B with a 5, says, on top of the Ira merch for myself, I plan on getting a copy for my niece as her first introduction to the Rippaverse. Oh, shout out. I know for a lot of y'all that is going to be your introduction to the Rippaverse. Everybody's been waiting on that mammoth known as Yaira. Somebody asked in the chat, hey, Eric, do you think in 10 years you'll debate another retard for the nostalgia high? I don't know. I can't say. It's not anything like I said, it was fun while it lasted, but it's not necessarily something that like I feel like, oh man, I'm itching to do it again. Like not necessarily. If I've said that or alluded to that idea or gave anybody that impression, I think that's not necessarily correct. It's more of it was fun while it lasted, but because I'm so laser focused on the other things that I need to do to build this company, that's far more fun than engaging with some, to your point, like crazy person. Far more fun. So I wouldn't say that that's I wouldn't count on it. Not to say that I wouldn't, not by any means, but it's just videos from ripping a silverback. We're pulling videos from for Canon's sake, right? So it's contained. And yeah, there are some exceptions, but most of it's contained to these windows of time that I already have allotted to deal with that. So I deal with that. I would much rather give my insight on whatever that's happening in politics or culture or that. Like we have the allotted time for that. But as far as like spending time addressing fucking critics or addressing people that got something to say negatively about either myself or what it is that I'm doing, or my positions for that matter, nah, it's just not. It's not anything I necessarily. I'll never miss that because it's far more fun. It's almost therapeutic even for me to just go right, and that's actually building something. So yeah, it's it's not. Let the people have their little one-sided affairs and wars maybe that they've made up in their heads, but my time is not suited going back and forth and engaging in that. Like it's just not. My time's better suited to go be great. So yeah. We got my man Bruce with a 10. Says I grabbed a few copies of the art book before 10:01. Shout out. Whoa, look at that website running smooth. Love to hear that. Website running smooth. Appreciate that. Bruce, one of the biggest supporters that we have. Yes, you guys can go get the Art of Joe Bennett Alphacore #1. It's pinned on the comment section right now. Those things are going out. That's not a thing you have to wait that long for. Those are coming out next month, and we're already on the 23rd of February. 32 Flavors of Nick Wise with a 5 said, what is the goal of the amount of books to release this year? I said 5 to 6. That's like setting the bar fucking really high, but we'll see. It's a doable thing. We have a lot that we're working on right now, and we have a lot that we're going to be working on. With the success of Yaira, that will greenlight other books, and we'll start working on some other stuff. Appreciate that. We got 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser with that 5. Says looking forward. Excuse me, I didn't even finish. He says looking forward to the Art of Joe Bennett. It's going to be huge. Yes. Yes. But to your point, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, I would like to get 5 to 6 out this year by the end of the year. So we know we got Yaira, we got in the works, we got Horseman, we got Gooding. Like we know those are 3 books that are for sure coming out. Like those are for sure coming out. No doubt about that. But we have a couple of other unannounced projects as well such as we got some announcements like ISOM 3's been worked on, Yaira 2 has already been greenlit. So we have a bunch of other stuff that we're doing. We have there's a book that is pretty far along the line that I've said nothing about publicly to you guys. We have some other stories, I'll say that are getting colored right now as well. So it is very realistic that we can hit that number, but I can't. I'm not going to commit to it. I'm not going to commit to it at all. But stuff like that, and going to the point it is that I was bringing up earlier. Stuff like that doesn't happen if I'm spending my time acting like Ripper of old, where I was dedicating. Dude. There was a while there where I was streaming like quite literally every fucking day. We had For Cannon's Sake 5 days a week minimum. Sometimes we did weekend shows as well. Or it was like gaming streams. I'm streaming 7 hours at a goddamn time. Like, I had multiple streams on given days throughout the week. Definitely if there was a game or something that was out. So I was playing, I would stream For Cannon's Sake. And then after that, I would go stream something else. Like 6 books, we don't even, hell, 1 book a year doesn't happen if I was acting like that. Those days are just, it's done. It's just I'm only one individual, and I cannot spend my time doing that dumb shit. So I spend my time working. That's where most of my time goes. And that's, I think, it's gonna take for people that maybe fell in favor with me during those periods of time to get used to that. And I understand that maybe not everybody's gonna be into that, for sure. There are gonna be those that do. I like Cutthroat Ripper. That was the guy that's who I like. I like the fact that he would people that challenged him, he would make sure that he checked them. I totally empathize with that. So I'm not thinking that someone that's like, okay, I'm not liking this new more professional Ripper. I can totally understand from that person's perspective, but things change. I don't knock that person for having that position, but I feel like it should be at least understandable that, hey, do I focus on doing what maybe was cool at the time, or do I focus what has allowed me to accumulate $7-8 million while also being, just as far as my morale, just in general, I'm in like the happiest I've ever fucking been, because who doesn't want to be in a position where they wake up every day and they love what it is that they do? They love it. They get paid essentially there's an audience, there's a customer base of people that exist that allows this man to wake up every day and love what he does. Of course, that's where most of my time is going to get spent now. And it's going to look a lot different because people fell in favor with me during that window of like 2018 to 2022, basically. But not necessarily a different guy, just a guy with different priorities now. That's it. That's more of what it is. We got a 2 from DB, says, can you claim a tax write-off talking to tards? In some way, maybe. But like I said, it's more of what I'm dedicating time towards. I got a business to run. So it's like it's only so much time in a day, and it moves quick, bro. When you fucking doing shit, it moves quick. Appreciate that, John De La Rose. I appreciate that big time. Putting on his Phantom Post website. It says it's gonna talk about the Joe Bennett book. I appreciate that. Shout out to all those guys. The guys like, and John knows too. I mean, John is he's going to bat for us, and people get mad at him for it. Even he can't even objectively, like even just from an objective standpoint, Chuck is fucking Chuck Dixon, and he mentions Chuck Dixon's project, and you got folks mad at him for basically just calling it what it is. It's an interesting set of affairs. And look, I'm not saying that that'll ever end. This is why I do love that we have a healthy, thriving fandom that can knock down this bullshit while we focus on work. But yeah, because who knows? This is just probably going to be the standard. Like it's all eyes are on you. All eyes are focused on you because you made all this. You saw all the success. You got all the fans that are really into it and enthusiastic about it. You've been a long time commentator in the comic book space. We got all eyes on us. I'm okay with that. That's maybe what just comes with it. You hit a certain level and people are gonna have shit to say. So I'm cool with that. It's expected. It's anticipated. But with that being said, my time is not suited going back and forth with those types that because they're not helping anything, right? So the people that are, and this is what I said in that one video, like I've been doing a better job of let's just highlight the fans. If I am to be interactive, it's more important that I be interactive with the people that show love, as opposed to the people that don't. So yeah, that's what the focus is on. All right, going back to this, the Art of Joe Bennett is live right now. Oh shit, wrong shit. Limit 2000 metallic style of cover that we have. You want to go get in on this right now if you have not already. Appreciate that. Commentary by Fabio Jansen, who is the inker of the upcoming Horseman book. Longtime friend of my man's Joe Bennett. There's a great forward. Speaks about everything from the art perspective. Shout out to him. Thank you so much. I can't wait for you to see his inks on Horseman. Horseman is so fucking good. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure, I see he says, people are attacking Eric for a Horseman comic. It was Chuck Dixon, Joe Bennett's idea. The experienced comic pros with decades of experience in comics. Well, I think what it does is, and you're right, it just shows that what this actually is about. And it's really just about contrarianism for some folks. Because you'd have those that, Eric's this rookie, he should be listening to so-and-so. He should be, these ideas, other people should be doing it because they essentially believe that I don't know what I'm doing. And then when I leave something up to the pros, they still got mad at me, and I'm not even the one that created it. So this is the first, like Horseman, as an example, is the first book that is centered around a character I had nothing to do with in terms of his creation. The world, yes, but not and there are some characters in it that I've created, but as far as the character of Horseman, that was entirely conceptualized by Joe Bennett and Chuck Dixon. That was something they pitched to me. They were collaborating, and they were like, let's pitch this idea to Eric, and I greenlit it. That was all I did. So, and it's still mad. So they mad when I create it, and then when I'm supposedly, hey, leave it up to the professionals that's been around for so long because you're just this rookie that doesn't know anything, and then they get mad there. And this is why it's more contrarianism for that. It doesn't matter what it is that we do. Someone's gonna, we're the most scrutinized people in comics right now, and that's fine. Like I said, it's not a thing that it comes with the territory. People care enough about what we do to scrutinize everything that we do in the way that unlike anybody else's stuff. That's cool with me, man. Like, it just goes to show that what we are doing, it has some level of impact because people don't get this irate about things that they don't care anything about, or that's unimpactful. So it's something that's embraced. It's something that's embraced. They will go through everything. Each panel, they will leave no stone unturned. And again, a lot of it's just contrarianism. It's just they're gonna. It doesn't matter what we do. They need to have the opposite position. It's okay. It's not about them anyway. It's just it's about our customers, the guys that actually do care about it, making sure that they actually are the ones that are satisfied with their purchases. That's what it's about. So just for me, I'm just gonna let them scream into the abyss. As I've said, this is a limit of 2,000, and this will be printed. Well, this won't be reprinted. The 2,000 copies with the metallic cover will not be reprinted. But if it does, seeing what happens. If it does sell, like, I don't know, the 2,000, and it's early, especially if it's like early on, we'll do a mass print. We'll do a mass print, and we'll keep moving with it. It just won't have a metallic cover. So yeah. Okay. So let me pull this up real quick. Again, I appreciate y'all. I know it's a random stream. For the record, I like Suit and Tie Ripper. This is Beardo Secret Illiterate something. I can't read the full name because it's not popping up. You're an inspiration to us creatives. You're a true supporter, support your growth, and want to see you grow. And that's what matters. That's who matters with this whole ordeal. So, I take that serious. It looks different. There's a lot less conflict there online for people, like putting on shows and shit. Like, it's a lot less of that. Actually, it's almost basically non-existent. The show that we do is just, I do shows of people that I'm cool with. You know what I mean? And but yeah. It looks different. It is more of a professional approach with how I do things, and it's why wouldn't it be? Why would it not be? I've made a lot of money, and if I want to continue to do that, then I need to be focused on that, not treating it like it's it's just a hobby that I do when I get around to it, and then I'm paying attention. And it doesn't matter what it was. Like, that was what I was doing. That was how I was spending my time with my general content creation. For other people, it could be something completely different, where, I think every businessman, entrepreneur realizes as they start to see success that there's only so much time in a day. And I think what the more successful entrepreneurs and the guys that take their business really seriously, what they do is they're efficient with their time, and they recognize what they need to pull back on and what they need to do more of. And that was a conversation that I had to have with myself. And it's like, yeah, you could do this, and you could continue to do it how you were doing it, because you did see success to some degree when you were doing streams, going back and forth and addressing haters and doing all that shit. Streaming every day, yeah, you saw success in that window, but it was a different type of success, and it had nothing to do with building really anything. It was more, I was a commentator that was just responding to everything around me, whereas to now I'm doing more creation, and my time is best suited to create. It just simply is, or doing something that has to do with the creating, and not everybody's going to see that. You're not going to see eye to eye on that, because, again, they knew me for something else. That's why I don't get mad at people that are like, I prefer old Ripper. It's understandable. That's understandable, because that's how you fell in favor with me. But hopefully I explained it well enough that, hey, man, my time, if I did that, we're not putting out as many books as we put out. The business doesn't run itself. Johnny Red with a 5 said, can we get signed books by Joe Bennett and Deborah? I know Saska's are signing away my books out. But OCD. Well, we have to get them out here. You know, that's South American, so not against it. If we can make that logistically make sense, I'm not against it. I'm pretty sure at some point we will be doing some things with them and having them appear at certain events for sure. That'll eventually happen. So yeah. Okay. Where am I at? Gotcha. Make sure I'm caught up on everything there. But yeah, so what else we got? We got obviously Yaira. That's the big mammoth that everybody's waiting on. As I've said publicly, there will be brand new trading cards that will be released during those the massive cards that we released that are lenticular. These will be more of these will be released during the Yaira campaign, so you're going to see more of these for sure. We got some cool merchandise items, new merchandise items with Yaira. What else? I feel like there's something I'm missing. It is 4 covers again, same thing. 4 covers that are all going to be ready for launch. So you have your A's and your B's. It's the same exact design as ISOM 2 as well as Alphacore, in that we will have a special application cover that is limited, very limited in quantity. And then what we're going to have is the mass print cover. So all of that is going to be ready at launch. All of those. Do we have if we hit a certain thing, there will be another item that will be released? It's hard to say. We'll see. But there is no shortage of stuff that there will be for you guys to get. And we're constantly improving with like shipping. We got a couple of meetings around that with our parcel companies that we work with. We're constantly trying to improve there, and we're also understanding how we're moving into this new direction. And with our release schedule speeding up, everything's not going to be in a campaign format, and not in like the traditional or how we've been doing it. It's just not going to call for that. And what that means is, I think more than anything, what that means is every single thing does not need to, like when you're releasing campaigns, and I guess with the addition of the art book kind of shows you that, in that the direction that we're moving, that's what it shows you. Because when you're just putting out campaigns, like you're usually saving things for the campaign to be released, right? Whereas we're moving in a direction where everything's changing. We got another website overhaul that we're going to be doing, and we need to get in a position to where we can justify putting some shit out no matter when it is. If we wake up and there's a demand for a new item, and it doesn't matter what the hell else is coming out, we get to say, hey, there's this new item. Just like we did with the art book here. That's what we're trying to get people accustomed to, not having to wait for a campaign to do it. It's just that if there's something cool that we want to do, we just get to do it. Know what I'm saying? And that is why for us, it doesn't make sense for us to do the constant campaign format. We can do it a little differently for our major, and maybe we do them, but maybe it'll be really, really, really limited to like a major crossover event or something like that. We need to get people used to, hey, item is ready, buy item. Or we need to know how many we need for this item, how many we need to print, pre-order item, and just fucking put it out. Like, I want to get to a point with this company where really, depending on who you are, just like you see with the other major publishers. If we decide, if you are a regular, like let's say the Rippaverse for you is going to be your go-to form of entertainment. And that's what I want it to be. I'm being completely honest. Our business model is centered around trying to give you a go-to form of entertainment. So when you get up and you're like, I want to be entertained, like for Marvel and DC, that was what that was for me, right? Outside of video games, that was pretty much almost exclusively what my entertainment was. And obviously, because they had been around for as long as they have been and they got big enough, they're always putting out something new. So when I got paid, there was always something to buy. It was a comic. It was a statue. It was a shirt. It was something to show my support. I want that to be the case for you guys, where it doesn't matter what day it is. If you wake up, it's Friday, you got paid, you get to go to Rippaverse.com, and there's something that you can get that you don't already have. That's the rate of which we're trying to put things out at some point, and not all the time it's going to be a fucking book. It's something. And that's why us moving away from the campaign format makes the most sense. As a standard, not moving away from it maybe in its entirety, but as a standard, it doesn't make sense because we're going to be putting out stuff far too regularly to justify that. And I'm excited. I'm excited to get to that point post Yaira where it's like, hey guys, the team's coming. Hey, we got a great idea. We put out a poll. Fans said they wanted this. Okay, let's do it. Doesn't matter what it is. Let's just fucking do it. And we don't have to sit up here and wait for a fucking campaign to put it in. We can just say, let's just put the shit out. Here it is. That's where we're moving. That's what we're moving towards. And a lot of the membership stuff is going to be tied into that as well. So shout out to all you guys that are members. I did see a lot of you all taking advantage of the discounted or free shipping. Shout out to you guys. That is going to be a major player for us. For you guys that are like, hey, I want more animation. I want to see you do cool stuff. I think that application is going to be, it has the potential. Seeing what happens. We got to play our cards right for sure, because we got to build that shit up to where it's enough content to, where people really feel good about committing to that. I cannot wait. Like we are rebuilding our website. The application is going to be a big part of it, and it's going to be, I think, our new floor of income that we have to do a lot of the cool stuff that you guys want to see us do. Animation ain't cheap. It ain't cheap, but it's also not easy to monetize. Unless, and then it's like, you see what I'm saying? I could give it away. Yeah, I could sell my rights off to fucking Amazon. And yeah, it'd be this cool, highly produced thing that I don't own. See, that's not the way that we're trying to do business. So, how do we monetize it? And, I think we've all agreed that justified by giving people an outlet to buy it and house the content. And I think our memberships and our application tied into that membership is going to be the way to do it. And the update on when we're 2 to 3 months out still on like application and the website revamp, but there will be a massive, after Yaira, there's going to be a massive, like when I say a massive website revamp, we're starting from scratch. Because when we built our website, it wasn't built in mind that we were going to be this big of a fucking company. So everything's changing. It's going to be a very interactive website. The membership stuff and the apps, we're going to have some big interactivity with you guys that are able to go to the app and converse with Rippaverse fandom. All that good shit. Is going to be a lot of cool things that we're going to be releasing, or rather that will be hosted on the website. as a go-to to learn more about the character. It's a lot of cool shit that we're going to be doing. Lots of it. Lots of cool stuff. But yeah, it's a complete revamp. So yeah, we're a few months out. We've been working on it for a while, but we're a few months out of that. Our devs are working extremely hard to get that thing rocking and rolling. Massive year this year, dudes. Shout out to Jen and Sylvia in the chat. I had an NDA meeting today with a person that is I mean, if I just named a person, they wouldn't get mad, but thanks to the Soskas, let's just say that. Cool person that I got to talk business with. I'm gonna keep it NDA for now. But yeah, it's the website is going to be holy shit. It's gonna be massive. Throws an NDA sign it, but yeah, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna keep it NDA. For sure. So yeah, books, merch, Rippaverse Studio stuff, and whatever the hell else. I'm sitting on some other information that y'all don't know, bro. There's some stuff that we're doing here at the Rippaverse that it's another big venture that we have that I've said jack shit about. It's gonna come completely from left field. Like we have been cooking, and it goes back to kind of the theme of the stream today. The theme is time and where it's allocated, what it's allocated to it. That's stuff doesn't happen if I'm streaming fucking every day for fucking 7 hours at a time. Worried about shit that it doesn't help build this company. It may help build YouTube views, but not the company. Wyatt Prince with a 5 says, "Hey Eric, how you doing? I'm doing great. Got my friend a copy of Alphacore, and he is really loving it. Well, shout out to you, homie, and I appreciate you getting that to him, man. Word of mouth is how this thing spreads. May get him ISOM 1 and 2 for him during the Yaira campaign. Hey, go for it. I think that's what people sleep on, man. We release new campaigns, and we sell a lot of books after that book's campaign is done. Like, we sell books day to day, obviously. We don't ever stop selling the books. And to this person's point, it'd be another campaign, and they're gonna get ISOM 1, they're gonna get ISOM 2, they're gonna get Alphacore. Like it's new fans getting brought in every day, and I love it. And a lot of that's thanks to you guys. We got Bruce with a 5 says, "Can we see one card from the new set as a teaser?" But it does have characters from ISOM 2 and Alphacore and Yaira, obviously. And they're really good. And it's same format. We're not gonna change it up much. Though the new box that it's coming in is slick. That new box is slick. It's coming in the second deck is a brand new box that we have, custom, obviously, and holy shit. Whew. But you'll see it when you see it. Will Conrad did some killer art for it. We got RX Firm becoming a little Mac. Appreciate that. We got Creative with a 2 says the real goal is 24 books a year. Bring on Yaira. 24. That would be all right. We would be if we were releasing 24 books a year. we are now like a top publisher in the game. If we get to that point to where we were doing that, we would be the top fucking publisher because of just how the size of our books. We would be we'd be a major publisher by that point. And it would be a great problem to have. We will have grown so much. Headcase Laboratory with a 2 says, doing anything with Jim Shooter. Not yet. I mean, him and I have talked. We exchanged contacts when I met him finally, which is a highlight of my life. A highlight. When I met him at MegaCon and got to talk with him and again exchanged contacts. But yeah. Rippaverse card binder. Got humbled by that industry, just like I did with the toy industry. So I'm still working on it. We're still doing some pitches. I'm trying doing everything in my power to not get that shit manufactured in China. Because some of the pricing that's come for a binder, some of the pricing coming in that we saw has been, we would have to charge y'all a crazy amount of money for what I just don't see where the fucking money's coming from. But yeah, I got humbled by that industry recently, which is different from like just releasing a regular book. But fuck, some of these prices per unit that were coming out while we were talking with people that were potentially going to be manufacturing this was just, what the fuck? But we're still having conversations. Our work here isn't finished. Sheep City and with a 10 says, no more super long streams, just occasional Monster Hunter stream featuring me, Andrew, and a fourth player. That's the sheep shit. That's the Sheep City and guarantee, which doesn't go far, but it's a nice certification. Shout out our community manager, Sheep. Shout out. Yeah. Maybe if I play Monster Hunter, those would be a longer stream. We do want to do another. Those short boxes that we did were successful, so we would love to do another box. We just got a lot that we're doing right now. But that's one of those things where once we get to that point where we're not just waiting for a fucking campaign to drop this shit. Oh yeah. It's going to be one of those like, hey, we want to put out a short box. Do it live. And we just put it out. Can't wait for that. We're not there yet, but we'll get there. Post Yaira is going to look a lot different from us. Merchandise will be able to be just released whenever the fuck we feel like it. The Art of Joe Bennett, pre-order that right now, is going to be fulfilled. We put the 18th. That's kind of our wiggle room there. However, it is a big chance that these might go out earlier than that. Okay. So do get in right now. Limit 2,000 for the metallic cover. If they don't sell out, great. If they do sell out, even better. Because if they sell out, mass print copy will be printed. It will not be metallic, however. This is just what we're doing. We're doing a few different things. It's like a trial thing. We have not only the like metallic finish. This is a new kind of application that we're doing. This metallic kind of stuff. Again, it is very, very similar to the cover C's that we released, the foil copies, but the colors just come in differently. So we're trying that out. We're trying this art book. We're trying to see where everybody's at with the art book. Like how is this series gonna be a thing? If it's sustainable, we're gonna learn a lot about ourselves in the next week. With not ourselves, but more of like what the true demand for it is, and it is off to a great start. So yeah, go pre-order this right now. Go to Rippaverse.com and get in on it. How far would you say Rippaverse is mapped out? 2 or 3 years? I would say, give or take, yeah. As far as our vision, but you got to understand, success changes. It changes the dynamic. So you can have these short-term goals for sure, and that's what we set. But I can't plan it like too far ahead and get way ahead of ourselves. But in the same respects, you look at even the launch of the Rippaverse and how much had to get accelerated because of the success it is that we have. Success brings more challenges, you know? So I'm right there with you on, yeah, we got a plan, but sometimes I would argue that, especially as a CEO, like the best ones are able to make adjustments. And that's what business is really. It's markets determine how you have to adjust, and coming up with plans on the fly that may be slightly or maybe even greater in its deviation from your original plan. The best are able to come up with a better one on the fly, and that's kind of what it is that we do. So yeah, we got our short-term and long-term goals here at the Rippaverse, but I'm very aware that shit could change on a whim. So we'll see. Everything's an adjustment. Such is life, not even just business. The best are able to make those adjustments and move forward. But we got some ideas. We got a lot of stuff that we do have cooking for sure in the short and medium term. A lot. So get in on this Joe Bennett book, Alphacore #1. Hand selected or just selected pencils by Joe Bennett himself, his favorites. Looking forward to it. Until you seeing it. Sick. You see his original pencils, man, and he is such a phenomenal artist. Okay. So I just wanted to check in with you guys for a little bit. I'm actually about to get to work. I got a meeting here soon as well. I just wanted to touch base with you, let you know what we're doing and some of the great ideas it is that I have, as well as just generally letting you guys in on the adjustments that I've made as an individual and why it has to be that way. Thank you guys for showing up to this stream. When will be the next one? Probably not streaming tomorrow. Maybe on the weekend, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I can't make a guarantee. But I got a lot of shit I got to do. So thank you all so much for showing love, man. I got to get out of here to get back to work. Till next time, y'all be easy. Because we're just talking Joe Bennett stuff, I'm going to leave this live, actually. I won't even hide it behind the membership stuff. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. I got to get out of here, though. Go pre-order the Art of Joe Bennett, Alphacore #1.